thanks for joining me, Jessy Chahal, on the all-new Brief, where we want to bring you insights and peeks into what's going around or what's going on in our country and beyond. In the spotlight today, I am joined by two special people who are doing good and being good. Well, they are from the Be Good, Do Good Association, and we're here to talk about some of the work that they're doing as well as an upcoming charity awards. I'd like to bring in Datuk Seri Dr. Muhammad Zabid, Chairman of the Be Good, Do Good Association's Charity Awards, as well as Victor Uy, President of the Be Good, Do Good Association. Gentlemen, welcome to the program and thank you so much for being with me. Just reading the title itself brings a smile to my face. Be Good, Do Good. Victor, perhaps we'll start with you. Why did you choose the name Be Good, Do Good for your association? And really, is there a difference between being good and doing good? Is doing good enough? Victor.
Thank you, Jessy. To start with, let me just give a brief background on Be Good, Do Good Association. I will just use the acronym VGDG. Yeah. VGDG Association is an association with inclusion and solidarity. Our team make up of people from different races, different culture background, different political belief, and so on. We name our association as Be Good, Do Good. Is because besides doing good, that is to help people, we also put an emphasis onto seeking self-knowledge. That is gaining self-knowledge by bringing out the compassion, the kindness, and all the goodness within our inner self. And by doing good, not necessarily you will be being good. Yeah, or by being good, not necessarily you are doing good. So that part, we actually put our emphasis by unify both the self-knowledge, the be good, and the do good, doing good together in our association.
Fantastic. I mean, it comes from the heart, but it's also, artistic in the sense that it has structure to the good work that needs to be done. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about what the objectives are for having BGDG Charity Awards, Datuk Seri.
Okay, thank you very much, Jessy. So basically, the Be Good, Do Good Charity Award is actually created to help us to identify and also to recognize, and more important is to reward those organizations and also individuals who have done exceptional work throughout their charitable activities. In other words, what we try to do is to recognize their dedication and also the achievement of all these organizations and also individuals, and also we are able to measure the impact of their initiatives. All right. Mm-hmm. So basically, the charity award is the climax of all the Be Good, Do Good association activities and also collaborations that they have done over a period of about 1 or 1.5 years.
That's right. I mean, it's timely that someone is recognizing the efforts that the by default do good, be good associations, i.e., many of them are NGOs. They're already out there. They're doing so much, especially in this very difficult and challenging times. Let's not forget it's unprecedented. So literally many people are against a wall, financially, socially, economically, and that also ranges through the different age groups from children all the way up. And so much of help. It's really good. One thing I must say that, through me being sort of on the ground as well, I see that Malaysians do have a heart of gold. We are by nature kind and generous, ever willing to volunteer and help. Victor, as president, what is BGDG's vision and area of focus going to be? There's a lot of do-gooders out there as well. How do you intend to also achieve this vision, Victor?
Okay. The vision of VGDG is be good, do good for a harmonious world. So our focus, our focus is actually on two programs. One is the Be Good program, and another one is on the Do Good program. On the Do Good program, we focus on four areas. That is social welfare, social economy, social integration, and social education. As for the Be Good program, we actually align with first the peace education program provided by the Prime Rawat Foundation. This is a peace education program founded by Prem Rawat, and he's actually going to be our keynote address speaker on the 10th of October. And another big program is the Sunya Therapy, advocated by Datuk Dr. Lim Xiaojin. And he's our treasurer of the association, as well as the main sponsor for this event.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Now,
this is on the big group, yeah.
yeah.
These are the two big group programs, and the big group we have the four areas: social welfare, social economy, social integration, and social education.
I can see that there is of course a lot of work and thought being put in this, especially when you go out to select some of these organizations, as well as chairman of the Be Good Do Good Association's charity awards. What would you say is the sort of structure, or what would you say is the framework that you're using in terms of assessing and selecting the nominees, Datuk?
Okay, for this particular award, we have identified four major categories or awards to be given away. One is what you call the Be Good Organization Group. The other is the Do Good Organization. And then we also have the Be Good Individual and also for the Do Good Individual. Now, for each of these categories, we have identified or created a framework to assess, okay, the nominees. And in this particular area, I would to highlight that we have identified 8 items to assess the nomination of the candidates. In particular, we look at what are the activities that they have done, either in terms of be good or do good, either for the organization or individual. We also look at who have benefited from such activities. Okay, second item. The third item will be to look at what are the forms of contribution that they have already given to the community. Number 4 is to look at how long have they supported such initiatives. Number 5 is to look at, more important is, how impactful was their activity or initiatives. And number 5 is to look at how did the group feel about such initiatives. And last but not least is to look at the extent of how those activities are consistent with the values of either be good individual or do good organization, or be good organization and do good individual. Okay,
That's right. I can
and
see on the poster that's being shared here, our very well-known and well-loved Uncle Kentang will also be part of this particular event. You mentioned in terms of selection as well. Must be a difficult task, because it's really hard to pick the best when so many people are doing so much good work, right? But what do you say are perhaps the qualities, or things that you will be most impressed with in terms of both individual and organizational selections, or perhaps those who
yeah,
stand a good chance, Datasri?
okay. Now, to assess these nominees, we use a multiple approach. In other words, number one, we look at the qualitative information provided by the nominees, all right, and based on what they have provided evidence of such activities, or even their reports of such activities. Number two, we also look in terms of what you call a quantitative perspective. That means we have a weighting system where certain factors are considered more important than other factors. For example, what activities they do and how impactful the activities are, and also to what extent it is consistent with the values of be good and do good. All right. So based on all these framework, we came out with results that will show evidently whether they have scored very highly or low on each of those items and the total score. Okay, and for your information, all this information is actually provided by the nominees, and they are assessed by independent judges who does not know them. Okay, they are not, the judges do not know these nominees. All right, and they are assessing each of the nominees independently. That means they don't consult each other. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? No, each of the judge will give their own assessment, and then we have a panel who will actually put up all the assessments and then select the best candidate.
So there's
It's
no
all,
pre-selection, there's no biasness involved as well. Victor,
no.
what would you say perhaps is your plans as the president for the association to grow and gain more strength in the near future?
Okay. In terms of VGDG, when this pandemic and MCO hit us, we were merely 4 months old. So, but we were not surrendering to the pandemic. In fact, with the pandemic, it have actually accelerated our growth. Yeah, both our Be Good and Do Good program are at work. On the Do Good side, in fact, during the period from March to June, on the daily basis, we supply nearly 3,000 food pack on daily basis.
So much good work, and you know what's great that you're continuing to do this good work and also recognizing others. Thank you so much both for being with me today and sharing BDDG's good work, vision, as well as the upcoming charity awards. 9th of October, that is the date. We're going to leave our viewers with this wonderful video, and I hope to speak to both of you very soon. In the meantime, take care, stay safe, and all the very best.
Thank you, Jessy.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Nominations are now open for the inaugural Be Good Do Good Charity Awards 2021. The Be Good Do Good Association, BGDG, takes great pleasure to announce its inaugural Charity Awards, which will be presented on October 10th, 2021. Held in conjunction with the BGDG Virtual Annual Reference, the awards program aims to recognize and award deserving organizations and individuals who have made a difference in the lives of people in Malaysia through their charity works. 4 extraordinary organizations and individuals who have been unrelenting in their service to fellow human beings will take home awards in 2 categories: Be Good, Do Good. The awards are Be Good Best Charity Organization 2021, Be Good Individual Award 2021, Do Good Best Charity Organization 2021, and Do Good Individual Award 2021. Whether it is quietly providing food to people in need or decent education for the underprivileged, these are the people giving hope to the homeless, the destitute, and the forlorn to carry on with their lives in confidence. Do you know of a person or an organization that deserves to be awarded for their work? This is your chance to nominate. For more details, please go to bgdg.my/awards/ or call 012 233 8854.
Hello and welcome to The Brief. I'm Jessy Chahal. This is a brand new program that we bring to you, hoping to give you insights and informed information on what's going around or what's going on in and around the country. Of course, we also promise to keep it brief. Well, things are opening up slowly, from businesses to even schools and people going back to the office. Looking back, perhaps that home rest was necessary. They call this whole pandemic a global reset. While we recognize it's been difficult for so many people out there, we also want to recognize the fact that it's given us some time to sit back and reflect, do good and be better, perhaps. Well, with things opening up, the responsibility is on us all individually. We can no longer go on living in a cocoon. We need to resume life, get back our sense of normalcy. Well, that's what has been happening and is being discussed at the Parliament as well. Some updates from their health minister has said that with interstate travel set to resume, the health minister Kari Jamaluddin has called on those with Balik Kampung plans to take COVID-19 test kits or get yourselves tested before visiting any family members. The government has decided to allow people to cross state borders once 90% of the adult population has been vaccinated. Currently, that figure stands at 88.4%. Not too long to go, looking at our daily inoculation rates as well. Now, listen, if you want to balik kampung to see your elderly parents, your relatives, family, friends, people you haven't seen in so long, please do an RTK saliva test. That's available in any pharmacy close to you. Keep them safe and keep yourselves safe as well. Well, from the Health Ministry and based on the data on the COVID Now portal, we know that 88.4% of the adult population have already completed their vaccination. So that's sort of less than 2% short of the targeted 90%. Not too far to go. We'll probably see that number being reached tomorrow or day after. Who knows? 3.8% of teenagers or young adults aged between 12 to 17 have already completed their vaccination as well. Now, meanwhile, on all of this that's happening in terms of handling and battling through this health crisis, there's also been a lot of things going on social media and on the internet. And now the MC of the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission says they are tracing the party which has issued a poster on a cyber pandemic warning featuring the coat of arms of the country. MCMC in a statement has reminded the people to not use the country's coat of arms without any authorization. This is under an offense, or rather is an offense under the Emblems and Names Prevention of Improper Use Act 1963. It's also been reminded to the members of public to please do not disseminate doubtful information which has not been validated, because it does create confusion and panic among the people. Us at Bernama, we are always giving you verified information and the most updated news as well. Be sure to follow us on our social media channels as we broadcast in this new norm on those platforms as well. It's time now to bring in Nordin for what is the Nordin Crisis Brief. Nordin, it's good to see you once again. I really admire how you are always on the go. It's work on the go from you. You know, we talk about resuming and adapting to the new norm. That's something you had already been doing, I think, even pre-pandemic. But I'm excited at this point. We are closing in on 88.4%. The target is 90%. We're on the way to meet our goal right there. What do you have for us in the crisis brief today?
Well, one of the things that we're looking at closely today is what's going on in terms of how we're moving into this endemic phase. And one of those areas that we're looking at closely is what's going on in Malacca and the possibility now of elections there. And that's one of the things that, of course, has been big on social media and big in the media in the last since yesterday. And now what we need to start to do is look to understand the decision-making matrix of the decision makers who are going to make decisions around what's going to happen with a possible election in Malacca in the next 60 days. So the question will be, what is the difference between Malacca and Sabah? Because a lot of the discussion is around what happened in Sabah and what is possibly could happen with Malacca. So similar things happening now. So one of the things we're looking at is what is different with Sabah? Sabah, of course, the population of Sabah is 3.5 million, where the population of Malacca is only just under 1 million. So it's a very big population difference. The other part of the decision-making matrix, which I think will go into this discussion, is the number of vaccinated individuals and the number of vaccinated people who are eligible to vote. So when we look at the adult population, we looked at the numbers, and it is 88.5% vaccinated individuals in Malacca. So with that, and I think with the excellent adherence now, Malaysians are much better at adhering to SOPs than they were a year ago when the Sabah election took place. So I think when we look at the question of potential crisis coming out of any election movements, whether it's could be within 2 weeks or within 60 days or further, we see that there is a possibility of managing this election without it creating any undue crisis. The other thing that we're looking at is the movement of another crisis into the kind of resolution phase, and we saw yesterday the Home Minister had issued a statement with regards to the Malaysia My Second Home program. So that crisis is now moving into its resolution phase, and congratulations to all the stakeholders who have now moved that crisis into resolution, and it's definitely we're moving into other key issues to deal with now. So what we're seeing with today's crisis brief is a lot of talk around potential elections and timing of potential elections in Malacca, and also the resolution of the Malaysia My Second Home program. So that's what we're looking at today.
That's a lot on the plate. Thank you so much for bringing us up to speed. That was the Nordin Crisis Brief with Nordin, Abdullah, Crisis Management Analyst. Nordin will speak to you tomorrow, same time, same place. Of course, tune into the brief where we bring you the latest and most updated. We promise to keep it brief. Now, from the Ministry of Communications, in fact, by the Minister himself, he will be on Twitter Spaces in chat sessions, especially that has happened and will continue to happen as well every Friday. Capaian internet, jangan ada yang terpinggir, or internet access, don't be left behind, is the topic to be discussed by the Minister of Communications and Multimedia, Tan Sri Anwar Musa, in his 4th Twitter Spaces session with netizens, with the public this Friday. And the Bersama Anwar Musa session will be, of course, co-hosted by one of our very own Bernama TV anchors, as well as Bernama Radio anchor as well. That will be aired on Twitter Spaces. If you're keen to hop on, that handle is at bernama.com, the words .com literally spelled out, happening at 9 p.m. this coming Friday. This week's topic is really relevant to the government's efforts in the digital transformation development through the Jalinan Digital Negara or Jendela plan and the My Digital Initiative. So it is the core to realize the aspirations of a digital nation, which is also in line with the Shared Prosperity Vision, which is also in line with the 12th Malaysia Plan, which is also in line with our budget. So it all really, truly matters. Now, if you're wondering what's Twitter Spaces, I don't know about this. Well, it's a new feature that's been introduced by Twitter for account users who have live radio conversations and discussions with their followers. Interesting indeed. Now, here's a quick snapshot of international news. According to a new and shocking report, a French policeman has sexually abused more than 200,000 children over the past 40 years. A major investigation has been released on Tuesday, found, and its authors said that the Catholic Church had turned a blind eye to the scourge for too long. Most of these victims were boys, many of them aged between 10 to 13. This, of course, highlighted once again many of the problems faced in France, which is, of course, becoming more widespread, not just there, but around the world as well. A series of, scandals that are happening that are involving children more and more. And the Japanese-born Americans Yukuro Manabe, German Klaus Hasselmann, and Italian Giorgio Parisi won the 2021 Nobel Prize in Physics on Tuesday for work that helps understand complex physical systems such as the Earth's changing climate. Important research, and of course, important work being done by these three winners as well. In the decision hailed by the UN Weather Agency as a sign of a consensus forming around man-made global warming, one half of the 10 million Swedish crown or 1.15 million USD prize goes in equal parts to all three winners as well. Now, moving on to Twitter to tell you what's going on or what's trending on social media. Kita Jaga Kita, that hashtag is back on trending as the number of deaths as well increased due to the COVID-19. Just yesterday, netizens are on Twitter are encouraging one another to remain, adhesive or rather adhering to the SOPs and stay safe at all times. And they are talking about this by using this hashtag as well. In Malacca, also there has been some focus there. People on Twitter have been talking regarding the rapid decision on having the Malacca state election in just 60 days. And cryptocurrency is also trending. That hashtag tweets regarding cryptocurrency is rising, being adapted by the US bank, widely being talked about on not just local Twitter, but on global Twitter as well. That's my sign to leave you today, but I'll be back tomorrow with more insights to share with you. Do keep it locked on to Bernama TV as we bring you the latest and most updated verified news. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.